We're live again in the centre of London, and we're going to see what the people have got to say and what we've got to say to them. As per usual, we are talking about the origin of man and the destiny of man. Where did we come from? Where are we going? What people's opinions are on that. Perhaps the subject will be directed towards the person of Jesus Christ and what he was and what he wasn't. So let's see where we go. I mean, it's pretty much a case of, due to the audience and how and what they want to talk about, that it ends up being a discussion on the personality and the person of Jesus Christ. So let's see where we go with this. Let's see what the people, how they want the conversation to go. So here we go. Once again. There we go, both sides, yeah. So yeah, I'm all set up, ready to go, I'm sure. Yep. Give it a few moments. So welcome back. Welcome for the first time to Sam Dawah and Kyron's Corner. Whatever your background is, you're welcome here. Whatever you want to talk about, let it be known. I like to have a few etiquettes in my place in Kyron's Corner, and I'm sure Sam Dawah agrees as well, that for the Muslims, I like you to be respectful to the Christians and those who are our guests as well. And likewise, those who are here, our guests, please respect the host and also your co-viewers as well. This is a space, at least how I like to maintain it anyway, a corner of YouTube we're in. I like it to be a place where, look, the world itself is a place of chaos in many places and many times. In our time, people are outside in the hustle and bustle, day-to-day life. Things get difficult. You want to come home, you want your home to be a sanctuary, right? So if you're in a sanctuary at your home and when you pull your phone out, you don't want your phone to represent the outside world in the chaos that it's brought you. So we're here. We're trying to bring to you light. We're trying to bring to you guidance. We're trying to bring to you the way to peace. How do we attain that peace? We obtain that peace through what? Submission to our Creator alone. Worshipping our Creator alone. And respecting what He has commanded us to do. Being upon the way of the prophets aforetime, prior to Jesus, at the time of Jesus, and after Him. This was the way of the prophets. What way? Worshipping God alone, ascribing no partners to Him, and following that which the Lord of the heavens and the earth has commanded mankind to follow. So, Islam, yes, it leads to eternal peace. But also many people, even the Muslims, may not recognize or even understand or even acknowledge or tell the people that Islam brings peace not just in the next life eternally, but also in this life temporarily, in the temporary life that we live. Lasting peace. How? How is this achieved? How is this achieved? We're informed in the Quran by our Creator that whoever turns away from the remembrance of Allah will live a depressed life. And also it mentions that verily in the remembrance of Allah, hearts will find rest. So you may be wondering, Muslim, non-Muslim, why am I not able to deal with the stress that I'm finding myself encountering on a day-to-day basis? I've tried this, I've tried that. No solution. Maybe a temporary fix, like a plaster on a wound, but not an actual true healing and an actual true cure. Now I have good news for you. What's that good news? That true lasting peace is found through adhering to your Creator's religion that he has commanded mankind to follow. The human being has the requirement, yes, the bodily requirements. What are our bodily requirements? We know this on a daily basis. Second by second, you're breathing, right? You're taking in air in order to maintain your body, keep yourself alive. And when it's needed, when you feel thirsty, what do? You consume water. When you need food, you consume food to keep your body alive. But how do you keep peace alive? How do you sustain a state of wellness, peace of mind, and the ability to maintain yourself and your affairs? How is this attained? This is attained by satisfying the need of the soul. The need of the soul, the provision of the soul, unlike the body that requires the water, the air, the food. The soul requires a connection to its creator. It requires a connection to its Lord, the one who created it. The provision of the soul, the provision of the body, it's found on earth. You find your water here, you find your provision here, you find your air here.
Do you wear platinum laces?
Nah,
Platinum lace.
I can't say I do. So, as I was saying, the provision of the body is found on the earth. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everybody who's joining. You're on Kyron's Corner. You're in Sam Dawah. Welcome to the lives. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you haven't. Like the live, support the content. Importantly, perhaps most importantly, let's keep it respectful, let's keep it kind. Let's try and have discussions instead of preaching and talking down and vice versa. Let's keep it nice. Let's keep the environments good for ourselves and good for others. Don't forget to support the content by interacting with it and by interacting with this live as well. So as I was saying, the provisions of the earth, provisions of the body are found on the earth. The provision of the soul is from beyond this earth, from worshipping the creator of the heavens and the earth. That's how an individual finds that peace, that lasting peace. Like the way of Jesus Christ, a great mighty messenger of the creator of the heavens and the earth. He was a worshipper of the creator of the heavens and the earth. And those who worship God, those who are pious, those who seek to please him, those who seek to worship him and not worship their desires and worship the creation, these are people who are afforded stability, protection, guidance. And when things are dire and things are getting very difficult, these are the ways which they followed, i.e. worshipping their creator and obeying him. This is how they found that lasting peace and their support from their creator. And in order to get elevated in the next life, in order to reach an honorable position in the next life, in order to be safe in the next life, in order to have paradise in the next life, in order to have peace and be protected from perdition and eternal destruction, one has to follow the way which Jesus Christ and Moses and so on and so forth, and the last and final messenger, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may the blessings and peace of God be upon him. One has to ascribe themselves to their religion. By the way, the religion of Al-Islam is not the newest religion. When it comes to like Judaism and Christianity, there's a misconception. Many people think that Islam came last. Yes, the Quran was the last revelation when it comes to like the books which were revealed. However, the way of Al-Islam, i.e. submitting oneself to the will of the Creator and worshipping him alone, has been there since the time of Adam and Eve. When it comes to us human beings, the very first human being was a Muslim, one who submitted himself to the will of his Creator and worshipped him alone. So it was the way, it is the way, and it always will be the way. So if you want to be upon the way of those who were pious, righteous, after time, those who were protected by the Creator, supported by the Creator, and elevated by the Creator, then you need to worship your Creator alone like they did. Now let's look at Jesus Christ, and I'm gonna maintain the comments as well. Some of them are nasty. I'm gonna delete some of them. Okay. Yeah. So just a warning, yeah. Anybody who comes in with any insults, you're gonna get muted for 24 hours. If you come in and you try to preach, you're going to get removed your comment, and if you persist, you will be silenced for 24 hours. So come through. If you've got something that is, if you've got some inquiry or something you want to discuss, feel free to do so. But if you want to come through and insult us, insult the guests, insult our religion, then you're going to have to be removed from the live. Well, not removed, but your interaction, your ability to interact will be stifled, or it will be completely stopped for 24 hours. So let's be respectful to one another. I as a Muslim, I'm not here to disrespect anybody else, their religion. I'm not disrespecting Christians. I don't like that my viewership or my administration, my moderators do the same, i.e. insult. It's not one rule for the Muslims and then one rule for the Christians and whoever else, like we can do what we want. And no, the Muslims as well. If a Muslim is insulting, then they're going to have their comment removed as well, or comments removed. If they persist, then they may find themselves muted for 24 hours. So come through, be respectful, don't be disgusting as well. And, you know, you can have some sort of input. All right. So you clearly are if you hear yourself. Oh, I've changed it. Just give me a second, people. Yeah, anyway, so where were we? Just give me a second. I need to just sort out something, peeps. Actually, yeah, no, I'll switch that off. All right. There we go. So, anyway, so what sort of audience do we have today? I'm assuming, I might be wrong in saying, what happened there? Am I live still? Yeah, we're still live. My interface, my UI dropped. I'm assuming we have a lot of Christians with us. I'm assuming we have a lot of Christians in the live. I've got a Christian here, clearly, with Christ in there, they're saying Christ in their name. I'm wondering, and this is a question that is presented, discussed, or a subject that's discussed many a time on my lives, about who Jesus was and who Jesus wasn't. Now, my claim as a Muslim is, according to my religion, and also if we look at the Bible itself, if someone looks at the Bible, if they read the Bible, that Jesus Christ was a prophet as specified in the Bible. He was not the creator of the heavens and the earth. He was a righteous man, and he was a person who did not call himself divine, nor did he call others to worship him, nor did those who were around him call people to worship him. So Jesus Christ was a man approved of God, a worshipper of God, a prophet and a great man. According to the Bible, in the Gospel of John, Jesus said when addressing the Creator, "Now this is eternal life, that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent." So, according to his very own words, Jesus Christ was sent by the Creator. And in the Gospel of John, further on in the Gospel of John, you see that Jesus says to Mary Magdalene, YouTube. In the Gospel of John, he informs Mary that he's returning to his God, her God, his Father, her Father. And someone mentioned in the comments the verse, "I and the Father are one." See, Christians, anybody who's reading the Bible, when it comes to somebody making a claim, or when it comes to somebody saying something, What we need to do in order to understand the meaning behind what they say is take into account the context, what they said prior to the statement and what they said after the statement. This will therefore hopefully cause you to ascertain, verify, understand what was truly intended by what they are saying. Jesus Christ in the Bible, he mentions, when it comes to the disciples as well, he mentioned about them being, what did he say? Did he say something about them being one with him and God as well? Now this language here is not interpreted, this sort of language is not interpreted by the Christians to mean that the disciples are part of a Godhead with Jesus and who they call the Father. When we look at the words which are clear, unambiguous about Jesus Christ and what he himself said about himself, we can see clearly that Jesus is disassociating himself from divinity. In the gospel, in the New Testament, someone approaches Jesus and they call him good and they inquire as to what they could do to inherit life or eternal life. And what does he say in response to that? Does he say, you did well to call me good? No, he rather says, why do you call me good? There's none who is good except God. So the attribute of good, or along them lines, the attribute of good, he disconnects from himself and attributes it to God. So what does that mean? That the attribute of good, which is an attribute of God, Jesus is saying it's not an attribute of himself, therefore Jesus himself is not God. We see also in Hebrews chapter 5 verse number 7, it says concerning Jesus, this is in the third person, during the days of Jesus' life on earth, he offered up prayers and petitions with fervent cries and tears to the one who could save him from death. Now tell me, I ask you, which God needs someone else to save him from death? Which God requires an external being to save him from death? Now someone may ask, what about the term Son of God? Jesus was the only, someone may say Son. Okay, let's address the term Son of God. Now, if we look to the Bible and the term the Son of God, is this something which is exclusive to Jesus? Many Christians may nod their head and say yes. Well, I have news for you respectfully, that Jesus is not the only person called the Son of God in the Bible. Now, Jesus, his lineage is given in the Gospel of Luke. And starting with Jesus, all the way back to the first human being, Adam, what is the description given to Adam at the end of the lineage of Jesus Christ? Is it just Adam, the first man? Is it Adam, the one created by God? Or is it Adam, the son of God? The answer is C, Adam, the son of God. Or who was the son of God? Words to that effect. Also we see in the first Chronicles, chapter number 28, verse number 6, God is saying, or it said, that God said about Solomon that he will build my house and my courts as he is chosen, and he will be my son and I will be his father. Again, Solomon will build my house and my courts as he's chosen, and he will be my son and I will be his father. Solomon. So we have now Solomon, Adam. We also have in the Bible as well, it mentions regarding the angels that the sons of God presented themselves before the Lord, or words to such effect. So the angels are referred to as sons of God in the Bible. We also see, for someone may give the contention, okay, what about the term begotten? This is a term only for Jesus. I have news for you as well. Jesus is not described as the only person begotten in the Bible. If we go to the second Psalms, chapter number 2, verse number 7, it mentions that, and this is someone speaking about what the Lord said to him. Right? By the way, Psalms chapter 2 is said to have been written by David. And the Psalms, they had different authors, but the second one being said to be authored by David, wherein it says, I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have begotten you. Again, I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son, today I have begotten you. In the Hebrew term, yelad, meaning to what? This refers to the act of begetting. So the person in the Psalm, who is not Jesus Christ, has proclaimed that the creator of the heavens and the earth has said to him that he has begotten him. And the term, you may see in the translations it says, today I have become your father. But the Hebrew term used is yelad, meaning the act of begetting. So Jesus in the Bible is not the only person described as one who has been begotten according to the claims of the Christians, him being the begotten Son of God only. Someone may bring up the term King of Kings. Jesus was the King of Kings. Again, FYI, for your information, in Ezra, in the Old Testament, someone else is referred to the King of Kings, and he is not Jesus. So what is happening now, when we talk about the Bible and the intended meaning behind what is being said is being grossly misinterpreted. The term, the Son of God, begotten Son of God. And also with regards to Jesus himself, what he's saying, the clear words which he says are not being taken heed of by those who claim to be Trinitarians. Rather, things which are unambiguous and could be interpreted in any way, which, I could interpret it to mean this or to mean that. These are being used to substantiate and to set the foundations of the faith. But when Jesus is saying clearly, I'm not what you say I am, in other words, when he's disassociating himself from the Godhead, from being part of a Godhead, when he is worshipping God alone, when he is saying to God, addressing God and saying that he is the only true God, when I say this is my only mic, does it mean I've got two mics? Jesus is saying that the God that he's addressing is the only, and not just only, he adds the word true on top of that, only true God. And Jesus Christ whom you have sent. So he is saying that the God that he is addressing is the only true God and that he is sent by that true God. And if you want to talk about the term God in the Bible as well. Now God is something which is used not to just describe the creator of the heavens and the earth, but also Moses is addressed, when God addresses Moses in the Bible, according to the Bible, it says, what does it say? I will make you a God unto Pharaoh. Also Abraham is addressed as Lord in the Bible. You see also in the Bible the Elohim, i.e. see, it's a term as well used for the heavenly beings as well, not the creator. The Elohim, right? So we see the term attributed to those who are not the creator of the heavens and the earth as well. The term God and Lord, and this is something wherein if a person is really reading the Bible with sincere goggles, i.e. you're reading it with sincerity and not from a place of, and I say this, I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but not being fanatical and following something just because it's inherited from family, or just because it's something which, you cling onto because it feels nice. What I am saying and what I'm recommended is to read sincerely, if you read it, and read it what it said, take it at face value. Don't read into the Bible if you read the Bible, but read what the Bible is actually saying. When I say read into the Bible, I mean putting your own descriptions and interpretations into it. Follow, like Jesus Christ, right? If you want to be upon the way of Jesus Christ, firstly, I invite you to read the description of what the Quran says. By the way, the Quran being the last and final revelation. We believe in the Torah as Muslims. We believe in the Injil as Muslims, that which was revealed to Jesus. Not because of course, Christians no doubt will agree with me that he did not have Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, the New Testament with him. It was the Injil which was revealed to him, not the Bible. So we believe in the Injil which was revealed to Prophet Jesus, and we believe in what was revealed to the Prophet that came after him, the last and final Prophet and Messenger, Muhammad. May the blessings and peace of God be upon them all. So in the Quran, it says that Jesus, basically the Messiah, was not except a messenger. قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ رُسُلٍ. So messengers came before him. وَأُمُّهُ صِدِّيقَةٌ, and his mother, as we know, and I'm sure Christians and Muslims agree, that she was a righteous woman, but she was not someone to be worshipped. She was not a mother of God. She was a righteous woman who gave birth to Jesus Christ, and we Muslims believe that Jesus was born without conception by the normal means, without a father. He was born miraculously. He performed miracles. Like, we agree as Muslims, we may agree with you with a lot of things with regards to Jesus. We don't disagree with everything about Jesus Christ. We believe he performed great miracles by the permission of the Creator and by the powers bestowed upon him, given to him. But we do not believe that those powers were within him inherently. Like, he was a person who possessed power due to being a person who can develop such power of his own will and of his own power. Rather, it was given to him like miracles were given to Moses, like miracles were given to prophets before. The prophets were given these miracles as signs to demonstrate that they were actually sent by their Creator, sent by the Creator of the heavens and the earth. So Jesus Christ, what he said, what he believed about himself, let's not be in contradiction to that. If we are in contradiction to that, it's mentioned in our Quran. And this is why I call you, I invite you for hope that you will adhere to the right way of Jesus Christ, which is monotheism, worshipping God alone and not ascribing partners to him, because paradise cannot be attained except by following the religion of Islam, which is, by the way, the worship of God alone, accepting Jesus as a prophet and a messenger. And essentially, this is the way of Jesus Christ. And it has been the way of the prophets from the beginning until the end of them. And you cannot attain paradise except by worshipping your Creator alone. Except by worshipping your Creator alone. Hello, boss, how you doing? So, I invite you to take thought. To take thought to what has been mentioned tonight. To take thought to what, if you read the Bible, what Jesus says. And by the way, somebody mentioned begotten in the comments. Now, Salam M. Someone mentioned the term begotten. Now, you perhaps wasn't here when I mentioned it previously, but if you look in the Bible, if you read the Bible in the Old Testament, in Psalms chapter number 2, verse number 7, it says, I will proclaim the decree of the Lord, or the Lord's decree. He said to me, you are my son.